The weekend before Remembrance Sunday, today's submariners gathered at the National Submarine Memorial on the Embankment in London to honour those who lost their lives in the silent service. A testament to the dangers of undersea warfare, the poignant memorial lists every Royal Navy submarine lost, including the recently rediscovered E5. This is the Submarine Museum in Gosport, part of the National Museum of the Royal Navy. This place charts the history of military submarine operations from their earliest times. I've come here to find out how important the rediscovery of E5 is in our understanding of First World War subs. The man to tell me is Archives Collection Officer of the National Museum of the Royal Navy, George Malcolmson.
It will bring closure to the story, and it will tell us possibly what happened to the submarine and how she was lost with her crew. There's been a big question mark over this for over 100 years. So hopefully now investigation will prove exactly what happened.
There's no complete First World War boat on site, but there is the ancestor of them all, the Holland 1, the very first Royal Navy submarine. Inside you get a real sense of how claustrophobic serving on board must have been. Holland 1 dates from 1900, but in the 14 years leading to the First World War, there was huge development in the UK, and Britain entered the war with more boats than any other nation. But conditions on the E-class were still incredibly tough.
Well, these submarines were built for war and particularly operations in the North Sea. For a crew of 30 people, it was pretty uncomfortable, and the working conditions were hard, and I think people underestimate the sea conditions in the North Sea. Operating in the North Sea was fairly nasty at times. The only major artifact we have from a submarine of that period is the conning tower of another E-class submarine, the E17, which was wrecked on the Dutch coast, also operating in the North Sea, and that was recovered and brought back here for restoration.
E5 won't be raised or salvaged in any way. She'll remain a war grave. But at last we do know a little more about the name inscribed on the memorial. Tim Cooper, Forces News, Gosport.